Welcome back to the video session of Standard 8 Economics Unit 2. The topic of this unit is public and private sectors. Come, let's get into the video session. Unit 2 Public and Private Sectors. Learning objectives. You come to know the history of public sector, know the various indicators of socio-economic development. You can understand the importance of public sector. You can appreciate the differences between the public and private sectors. And also you can understand the functions of private sectors. India was basically an agrarian economy with a weak industrial base at the time of independence. High level of poverty, illiteracy and unemployment in the country. India experienced very poor economic and social overheads. India conceived to have the Indian economy on the socialist lines. The economic growth may be sustained at the maximum rate if private sector and public sector join hands. India followed the mixed economic system, that is, operated both by private enterprises and public enterprises. Public and private sector. There are all kinds of business organization, small or large, industrial or trading, private owned or government owned in our country. These organizations affect in our daily economic life and therefore became the part of Indian economy. The public sector and the private sector are allotted their respective roles in promoting the economic welfare of all sections of the community. Public sector industries are under its ownership of government, whereas the private sector industries are under the ownership of private people. The public sector enables the full growth in an economy. Public sector is on the service motive and the private sector is on the profit motive. Now we will see the definition of public sector. The sector which is engaged in the activities of providing government goods and services to the general public is known as public sector. The enterprises, agencies and the bodies are fully owned, controlled and run by the government, whether it is central government, state government or a local government. History of public sector. When India achieved independence in 1947, it was primarily an agricultural country with a weak industrial base. There were only 18 Indian ordnance factories in the country which the British had established for their own economic interest and rule the subcontinent with brute force. Upon the Bombay Plan, which noted the requirement of government intervention and regulation. The first industrial policy resolution announced in 1948 laid down broad contours of the strategy of industrial development. Subsequently, the Planning Commission was formed by a cabinet resolution in March 1950 and the Industrial Act was enacted in 1951 with the objectives of empowering the government to take necessary steps to regulate industrial development. Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru promoted an economic policy based on import substitution, industrialization and advocated a mixed economic system. India's second five-year plan and the Industrial Policy Resolution of 1956 emphasized the development of public sector enterprises to meet Nehru's national industrialization policy. Was carried forward by Dr. V. Krishnamurthy, who was known as the father of public sector undertakings in India. Indian statistician Professor P. C. Mahalanobis was instrumental to this formulation, which was subsequently termed the Friedman-Mahalanobis model. In 1991, industrial policy was radically different from all the earlier policies, where the government was deliberating disinvestment of public sector and allowing greater freedom to private sector. At the time, foreign direct investments was invited from business houses outside India. Thus, multinational corporations which operate in more than one country gained entry into the Indian economy. Thus, we have public sector units private sector enterprises, and multinational corporation coexisting in the Indian economy. Now we will see the objectives of public sector. To promote rapid economic development through creation and expansion of infrastructure, to generate financial resources for development, to create employment opportunities, to accelerate export promotions and import substitution, to promote balanced regional growth, and to encourage the development of small scale and auxiliary industries. There are two types of public sector organization, that is, either the government fully finances them through the revenues they raise by collection taxes, duties, fees, etc. of the government holds more than 51% of the total share capital of the company, which becomes under various ministries. The enterprises are established with service motive. It is the largest sector which works for the upliftment of the people by providing the following services to the people. Example, postal services, railway services, providing security, education, health facilities at low cost, and generation of employment opportunities, etc. Now we will see the administration by a government department. It is very common almost in all the countries. Example, post and telegraph, railway, port trust, irrigation projects on India, etc. The joint sector companies. It is governed by a company law and controlled by the government as principal major shareholders. Example, Indian Oil, Petronas Private Limited, Indian Oil Sky Tanking Limited, Ratnagiri Gas and Power Private Limited, Indian Synthetic Rubber Limited. Public corporation. This type of organization is the establishment of public corporation by the state of the Parliament of Legislature. Example, LIC, Air India, the Reserve Bank of India, Electricity Board. The public sector in India owns its origin in 1956 Industrial Policy Resolution of the Government of India. This 1956 resolution classified industries into three categories. The industries which would be exclusively owned by the state or referred to as Schedule A. The industries in which the private sector could supplement the efforts of the state sector, with the state taking the sole responsibility for starting new units which are specific in Schedule B. The remaining industries which were in the private sector are mentioned in Schedule C. We will see the public sector is divided into the following 9 categories. That is, the public sector enterprises must supply essential infrastructure for economic development, which is known as the primary public utilities, including airlines, shipping, railways, power generation, telecommunication, etc. Second one, public sector enterprises also to have control of the commanding heights of the economy. Example, defense, banks, coal mines, oil steels, etc. And they also play an entrepreneurial role, which is in other words called capital intensive industries. Example, iron ore, petrochemicals, fertilizers, minings, etc. Public sector enterprises under the government monopoly, which includes telecommunication, equipments, defense production, railway, rolling stock, etc. Public sector enterprises which are exclusively meant for high technology industries, example atomic energy. Consumer oriented public sector undertakings are example drug, paper, hotels, etc. Public sector enterprises which is set up in order to take over the sick private units, example textiles, engineering, etc. Public sector enterprises which are set up as a trade corporation, example FCI, CCI, etc. Public sector enterprises which serves as a consultancy and engineering services, etc. Example, Mekong. Let's see another topic, socio-economic development. Socio-economic development is the process of social and economic development in a society. Socio-economic development is measured with indicators such as GDP, life expectancy, literacy, and levels of employment. Let's see some of the indicators of socio-economic development. GDP, that is gross domestic product, supports in developing socio-economic development. The promotion of GDP by the industrial sector, both private and the public sector, has been increased. It results increasing government funds and increase public spending. Life expectancy. According to 2011 Census of India, life expectancy in India is 65.80 years for men and 68.33 years for women. Government provides high degree of health measures through various programs. The government announced in the Union Budget 2018 to 19 the National Health Protection Scheme, that is NHPS, to serve poor and the vulnerable families. Literacy. Educational skills plays a vital role in the social economic development. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is Government of India flagship program. It is implemented for making free and compulsory education to the children of 16 to 14 years with life skills. The government also introduced RMSA, Smart Class, e-learning, free computer skill classes, and eco-friendly studying environment. Digital India for increasing the level of quality in education. Employment. There is a clear shift in employment to secondary and tertiary sectors from primary sector. A growing number of people moved urban areas in search of employment. It increased urban population, hence government started the Smart City scheme, which provides the city with many facilities like hospitals, schools, housing facilities and shopping centers. It removes regional inequality. Provision of house, clean drinking water and sanitation. Government sector provides housing facilities, clean drinking water facilities and sanitary facilities under Clean India planning. Providing clean water and sanitary facilities overcome diseases and malnutrition. By providing these facilities, the life cycle of the people increases. We'll see the importance of public sectors. Public sectors play a major role in the development of any economy. It has the following importance. First one is public sector and capital formation. The role of public sector in collecting savings and investing them during the planning period has been very important. Economic development. Economic development mainly depends upon industrial development. Heavy and basic industries like iron and steel, shipping, mining, etc. are required for supplying raw materials to small industries. Balanced regional development. Public sector undertakings have located their plants in backward parts of the country. These areas lacked basic industrial and civic facilities like electricity, water, supply, township, and manpower. Public enterprises have developed these facilities, thereby bringing about complete transformation of the socio-economic life of the people in these regions. Employment generation. Public sector has created millions of jobs to tackle the unemployment problem in the country. The number of persons employed during the year 2011 was 150 lakh. Public sector has also contributed a lot towards the improvement of working and living condition of workers by serving as the model employer. Export promotion and foreign exchange earnings. Some public enterprises have done much to promote India's export. The State Trading Corporation, the Minerals and Metals Trading Corporation, Hindustan Steel Limited, the Bharat Electronics Limited, the Hindustan Machine Tools, etc. have done very well in export promotion. Production to sick industries. Public sector to prevent sick industries closing down takes over their responsibilities and prevent many people from getting unemployed. Not only this, but it prevents unnecessary locking of capital, land, buildings, machineries, etc. Import substitution. Some public sector enterprises were started specially to produce goods which were formerly imported and thus to save foreign exchange. Example, the Oil and Natural Gas Commission, Indian Oil Corporation Limited, the Bharat Electronics Limited have saved foreign exchange by the way of import substitution. Though the public sector and private sector worked together for developing the country, they have different goals and motives. Here are some important differences between them. First, we will see about the ownership. The ownership of industries is with the government in the case of public sector, and in the case of private sector, the ownership of industries is with the private individuals. Public revenue depends upon a lay of taxes on income and commodities and services, and private sector they gather the services by issuing the shares and debentures or by taking loans. Public sector ensures a proper wage, private sector exploits the workers. Public sector does not allow to concentrate huge wealth in a few hands or rich people. Private sector allows the concentration of huge wealth in few hands or rich people. Sector industries, example NLC, SAIL, SAIL and BSNL. The private sector industries are TVS Motors, Ashok Leyland, Tata Steel, etc. No tax evasion in the case of public sector, and tax evasion is possible in private sector. Public sector service is a service oriented, and private sectors is purely a profit oriented. Reservations are implemented. Priority is given to the socially backward people in the public sector, and private sector does not care the social background class. Reservation is not followed. In India, as for the year 2017, there are 8 Maharatna industries, 16 Navratna industries, and 74 Mini Ratna industries. There are nearly 300 CPSEs, that is the Central Public Sector Enterprises in total. Maharatna industries, 3 years with an average annual net profit of over rupees 2500 crore or average annual net worth of rupees 10,000 crore for 3 years or average annual turnover of rupees 20,000 crore for 3 years are called as Maharatna industries. Some of the examples of Maharatna industries are National Thermal Power Corporation, Oil and Natural Gas Commission, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, etc. Navaratna industries. The score of 60, that is out of 100, passed on 6 parameters which include net profit, net worth, total manpower cost, total cost of production, cost of service, capital employed, etc. And a company must be a Mini Ratna and have 4 independent directors on its board before it can be made as Navaratna. Example, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, Container Corporation of India, Engineering India Limited, Hindustan India Limited, Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited, Oil India Limited, etc. Mini Ratna Industries have made profits continuously for the last 3 years or earned a net profit of rupees 30 crore or more is one of the 3 years. Some Mini Ratna industries are Airports Authority of India, Bharat Dynamics Limited, Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited, Chennai Petroleum Corporation Limited, India Trade Promotion Organization, State Trading Corporation of India. Mini Ratna industries too, that is means have made profits continuously for the last 3 years and should have a positive net worth. Some Mini Ratna industries too are HMT, Indian Medicines and Pharmaceuticals Corporation Limited, Mecon Limited, etc. Now we will see about the definition of private sector. The segment of a national economy that is owned, controlled, and managed by a private individuals or enterprises is known as private sector. The private sector companies are divided on the basis of size, which are privately or publicly traded organization. The private sector is a part of a country's economy that is run by individual and companies rather than the government. Even the vast expansion of the public sector, the contribution of the private sector continues to be very large. The contribution of the products of cottage and village industries and the small scale industries is the major portion of the wholesale and retail trade. The contribution of private sector towards national production is higher than the public sector. Private sector is dominated in road, ship and airways transport and also in consumer industries. Now we will see the major private companies. Infosys, Aditya Birla Company, Reliance Industrial Companies, Tata Group of Companies, Wipro Limited, Hindustan Unilever Limited, ICICI Bank Limited. Now we will see the functions of private sector. The main function of a private sector is to create innovation and modernization, develop and maintain infrastructure and services, promote and expand existing businesses, promote small, micro and medium enterprises through supply side measures and demand side measures and attractive investment in the city. Promote small, micro and medium enterprises through supply and demand side measures and attract investment in the city. India, being a mixed economy, has assigned a great importance on the private sector of the country for attaining the rapid economic development. The most dominant sector of India, that is agriculture and other allied activities like dairying, animal husbandry, poultry, etc., is totally under the control of the private sector. Thus, private sector is playing an important role in managing the entire agricultural sector and thereby providing the entire food supply to the millions. The major portion of the industrial sector engaged in the non-strategic and light areas, producing various consumer goods, both the durables and non-durables, electronic and electric goods, textiles, chemicals, full products, light engineering goods, etc., is also under the control of the private sector. To meet the targets in the structural transformation and economic growth, public sector and private sector must join together. Students, let's recall what we have learned so far. The public sector and the private sector are allotted their respective roles in promoting the economic welfare of all sections of the community. The sector which is engaged in the activities of providing government goods and services to the general public is known as public sector. The Planning Commission was formed by a cabinet resolution in March 1950 and the Industrial Act was enacted in 1951 with the objectives of empowering the government to take necessary steps to regulate industrial development. Socio-economic development is the process of socio and economic development in a society. The segment of a national economy that is owned, controlled and managed by private individuals or enterprises is known as private sector. Students, hope you would have understand this lesson. Thank you.